forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you on what has now turned out to be actually a pretty nice night and a beautiful sunset. Take a look at this thing. Roofing Dog INF Flooring America camera in Danville, watching the sunset out there tonight. That is beautiful. Let's take a look at the current satellite radar picture because we had a lot of cloud cover for most of the day, and it even had a little bit of rain out there, a few rain showers at times. And the temperatures, though, well, they have struggled with the clouds. It's only 51, so yeah, it's a little cool out there. But the good news is we haven't had those really strong winds. It is going to get chilly tonight. We're going to talk about a freeze warning that is in effect. What that means for you when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
It was called a red flag warning day, and that was bad news for some farmers in central Illinois. Plus, protesters claimed a truck drove right into them. What the police and state's attorney have decided to do about it.
It felt like it was just part of allergy season. The surprise came when this mayor found out it was a little more contagious than that.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Then I seen black smoke coming up. I said, that looks like some kind of equipment fire.
He was right. A fire truck was destroyed yesterday during a field fire, but the quick action of nearby farmers stopped it from being a lot worse. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. This fire happened near the Piatt-Macon County line about 10 minutes south of Cerro Gordo. That was one of several field fires yesterday all throughout central Illinois. We have team coverage tonight. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is in the newsroom, and our chief meteorologist Kevin Leidy is in the weather center. First to Courtney. Courtney, fire trucks have trouble in those fields.
Yeah, Jessica, they're just not really built for that, but tractors are. And luckily, there were farmers around when this happened, ready to drop everything and help. This is the aftermath of a field fire that spread quickly near Cerro Gordo. Farmer Edward Yoder lives just down the road from where it happened.
I was in my shop doing some work, and my wife came in and said, it looks like there's a fire to the east of us, and went outside, and it's just like gray and really bad looking smoke, and there's a huge flume of smoke.
This is what she saw. Yoder followed the trail out to help. There, he found this fire truck.
It was out in the middle of the field burning. I drove up, got out, and I walked up to one of the fire members from Cerro Gordo Fire Department.
He asked fire crews if they needed help.
And he said, "You got a tractor or disc?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Can you bring it down there?" I said, "Sure." When I showed up with a tractor and disc, I cut across Promotion Trail where you see that house and those trees over there. Came down that side, and then I could see a lot of fire in the cornfield. And so I just started going after the fire in the cornfield.
The fire scorched through around 500 acres of farmland, but that number could be even higher had Yoder and other farmers not been there.
I just happened to be in the right place, the right time when it turned out. I wasn't looking for this. I don't think nobody is. So I was just glad to do what little I could do. Because it really takes equipment, so soil on the fire to stop it, and it's just hard to do with our trucks.
That was Cerro Gordo's secondary engine that was destroyed, so they do have another one. Other departments have also offered to loan one if they need it. The cause of that fire is still under investigation, but fire crews say it likely came from a limb or trash fire. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thank you so much. Now, while they're still investigating the cause of that fire, experts say farmers should be prepared before going out in the field in case of an emergency. That's especially true on days like yesterday when it's dry and windy. First, farmers should check their equipment before heading out. Make sure there's nothing inside that could catch fire. Second, have a charged fire extinguisher with you at all times. You should also make sure someone always knows where you are.
Write down directions to every single field and make sure that people helping you that day know where you are. Because if you have to call 911 and you're in a field with absolutely no physical address, you've got to get crews there as quick as possible.
Farmers should also have a tractor with a piece of tillage equipment stationed nearby. Tilling is a great way to stop fire from spreading. As we mentioned, farmers all across central Illinois suffered damage yesterday.
Yeah, and the way to see it best today is from above. So we continue our team coverage now with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Leddy. And Kevin, you went out today. You were out yesterday too, but you got another bird's eye view of exactly what happened.
Yeah, yesterday we were, chasing down the fires. Today we're chasing down the aftermath of that. I actually went down to Edgar County, and there were two fires down there. There was one near Horace. Let's take a look at the video here, and you can see where the fire there literally went right across these fields. Now, I was told by some of the people around there that this fire was, in fact, caused by a combine that caught on fire. And then, quickly, the winds took that fire and it spread across the fields. And look at that. The view of all of that corn that was damaged, as you can see, row after row of that occurred down near Horace. Now, there was another fire not too far away from there in Edgar County, and that was in Paris. Look at this. Now, that one, I'm told, possibly started by a cigarette butt. Look at the very small little area where the fire started as opposed to some of the other views, and then it widens out. Take a look at how wide this gets as we pan up, and you'll see just off in the distance, actually it's going to be Highway 133 that comes into frame right there in the middle of your screen. That hopped Highway 133, and you can see all of that corn, again, damaged. So all of this from our Sky 3 drone. Now, what was amazing, there were homes, there were houses that were really close to this fire, and they just barely escaped. Look at the dark charred area, and look at the homes that are right there in this final shot that I'll share with you. Look at the fire all around, but the home was spared. We've got more winds in the forecast. We'll talk about when another fire danger could occur when we come back.
All right, Kevin, thanks. We'll look forward to checking in with you in a little bit. 3 people are looking for a place to stay tonight after a fire destroyed their home. Happened this morning in Watseka. Firefighters were called near the corner of Chicago and Jackson Street. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer has details.
Watseka firefighters were called to this house around 9 a.m. It took them several hours to put out the flames. 2 of the 3 people living there were in the house at the time the fire started. One managed to escape, while the other had to be pulled out by firefighters and sent to the hospital. He is expected to survive.
One local resident woke up to a call from his friends that a fire was going on in the neighborhood. When they arrived at the scene, all they could see was smoke. He said his heart goes out to the homeowners.
I just feel so sorry for the family. They lost everything.
The fire chief says the fire was an accident caused by a faulty power strip. He is reminding people to be more careful when using them.
If you don't have to, don't. Fortunately, so far, everybody's okay on this one that we know of, but they can cause problems, so be very careful with them.
In Watseka, I'm Jared Farmer, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The fire chief says everything in that house was destroyed.
We have an update for you tonight. We now know the names of the 2 people killed in a crash earlier this week on I-57 near Paxton. The Iroquois County coroner says the victims were 26-year-old Aaron Reed from Onarga and 21-year-old Tasia Crite from Pembroke Township. Authorities say Reed crossed the median and hit the car that Crite was in. A semi then hit Crite's car, throwing her and all passengers from it, including a 3-week-old. That baby was seriously hurt and flown to the hospital. No word on how that baby is doing as of tonight. Here's some new details. The Champaign County State's attorney has decided not to file charges after a truck drove through a protest. It happened in front of Rogue Barber Company in July in Champaign. The group was protesting the former barbershop's membership application, which asked people to sign off on not being part of Black Lives Matter. A video online showed a truck driving through the protest. Champaign police say evidence shows the driver was moving slowly away from the scene, and protesters put themselves in front of the vehicle instead of moving away.
Brad Underwood's team is 1 day into practice. He's already on the sidelines with an injury. Also tonight, a mayor in central Illinois tested positive for the coronavirus, while she thought it was something else.
And temperatures today definitely struggled across the area, but at least we're seeing a glimpse of sun out there here for the last, 20 minutes before that sun sets. Let's recap today, where the high temperature, again, only made it to 64 degrees. And I tell you what, we've got some more changes on the way. Freeze warning. We'll talk about more strong winds and how we've got a little bit of rain in the forecast coming up.
You're watching WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be the most capable heavy-duty pickup ever. Because of this, we built Ford F-150 with 375 horsepower. Because of this, we built Ford Ranger with a terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Now, get a built Ford Tough F-150 XLT with $10,272 in total savings.
With people worried about crime, we need Dan Wright as state's attorney. Dan Wright's a proven, tough prosecutor committed to protecting families. That's why Wright's working with police and prosecutors, keeping neighborhoods safe. As state's attorney, Wright's put violent criminals behind bars. Wright's fighting sexual and physical abuse in schools and human trafficking. And Wright helps victims find the justice they deserve. Dan Wright for state's attorney. What we need in tough times.
You know, it's easy to make promises. The hard thing is keeping them. Sunset promises to carry your load at a most difficult time. To the communities they serve, they promise to be there for your children, your churches, and your organizations. Sunset promises to help our veterans. They will support them with the same level of commitment these veterans had as soldiers defending our freedom. I'm Judy Fraser, and if you're looking for a family that keeps their promises, I would suggest you make just one phone call. Sunset Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers.
We are residential and commercial roofing that's built to last. We are the solution to your leaky roof problem and a guarantee that with us, it'll never leak again. We are SK Exteriors, installers of quality.
Storm Tracker on WCIA 3, sponsored by SK Exteriors.
The lightnings is really light.
We track every storm because no two storms are the same.
I've been tracking into the
SK Exteriors Storm Tracker on WCIA 3. Weather on WCIA 3 is brought to you by American Eagle Auto Glass. Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
Really overcast, cloudy out there today, and a little bit of rain. It wasn't much, though. There are a few light showers that kind of came through, and that is all now moving off to the east. And again, as I mentioned, from about, near Watsika down to Champaign, we actually are starting to see some clearing skies, and you're seeing that sunset. Now, temperatures, oh boy. I'm telling you, tonight might be the night for those of you that have not turned on the heat yet. It may happen by tomorrow morning. It's 51 right now. Look what happens over the next 8 hours as temperatures fall. We're into the 30s by midnight, and we're forecasting 31 degrees tomorrow morning, and there is a freeze warning in effect, okay, with temperatures getting below the freezing mark. Pretty much the entire area under that freeze warning. So obviously if you have anything that is delicate, sensitive to the cold, you better do something about it because that cold means business. So is this near a record? Well, not quite. Actually, 26 is the record. That was all the way back in 1899. So I don't think we're going to break a record, but that's still pretty cold. All right, let's take a look at some water towers in Long Creek. Your high tomorrow, only 57 degrees. We'll have plenty of sunshine for your Friday. In Westfield, a high of 58. And we take you to Georgetown. It'll be a nice, bright, sunny day. But it's going to be chilly to start at 30 and only up to 56 for a high. Winds today beginning to calm down. But here's something that I want to give you a big heads up about, especially farmers and whatnot once again, and even the general public, because these fires may come back again because conditions could be ripe again on Saturday. Strong southwesterly winds, 35 to 40 miles an hour, will occur on Saturday. Dry conditions, we're in moderate drought, so that could be an issue. So keep that in mind. The rain chances come back in here later Sunday and into the day on Monday. Okay, let's take a look at your forecast for tonight. Down to 31, clear skies, much colder. We're going to see a high of 57 tomorrow, mostly sunny and cool. And don't forget, you can always download the WCIA3 weather app to stay up to date with the very latest on there. It's got the 7-day forecast and much more. And I want to show you that 7-day forecast right now. Here it is. As we see temperatures very chilly over the next several days. A little bit of a spike Saturday. Saturday actually looks pretty good at 65 degrees. And then that rain Sunday, Monday. And then back down to 54 on Monday. A little bit better towards next week with more rain. But again, we're worried about that wind possibly coming back on Saturday. And then, of course, tonight, 31 for the low.
And I brought flip-flops. More flip-flops.
What do you think? Flip-flops.
Just not ready to give them up.
Oh, boy.
Brought a sweatshirt. So
that's a start.
He's got one of us. All right, Kevin, thanks.
It's a record-setting day when it comes to COVID-19. Why? It's one the state doesn't want.
Plus this.
There is no completely safe way for doing any social events, whether small or big.
Public Health urges everyone to celebrate the holidays with limited activities. So what does that mean for those annual events?
The finances in Illinois are a mess. In my part of the state, cities and schools are strapped for money. If the fair tax doesn't pass and the millionaires and billionaires aren't forced to pay their fair share, they're going to come for more money from me. I pay all I can afford to pay now. It's time they step up and pay their fair share. If I were a billionaire from Chicago, I would be against a fair tax proposal. I get it. But for 97% of us in Illinois, it's going to mean a tax cut, and that's why I'm for it.
News reports revealed the FBI raided the home of Betsy Londrigan's donor, a former lieutenant in Madigan's machine. She didn't learn her lesson. Instead, she doubled down. With the feds circling in on Mike Madigan, Londrigan established a joint pact with a Madigan-controlled political organization. She just can't help herself. Betsy Londrigan is all about the money. She'll never work for you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Betsy Dirksen Londrigan, and I approve this message.
The pandemic devastated our family business overnight. The PPP loan program was supposed to be a lifeline for small businesses, but we got the runaround while political insiders got the money first and funds ran out. Rodney Davis's family got to the front of the line for $1 million payout, and he voted to keep it secret, while businesses like ours suffered. Rodney Davis is in it for himself.
Give your home years of lasting beauty with Menard's selection of low-maintenance vinyl siding. Timber-Crest vinyl siding is backed by a limited lifetime warranty and can withstand wind speeds up to 216 miles per hour. Timber-Crest vinyl siding is 11% off. Continue your outdoor renovations with new Spectra gutters. They're essential for collecting and controlling rainwater from your roof. All Spectra gutters are 11% off. Save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. There's this guy. He's got special powers. Because when he's around, everyone calms down. It's like he heals stuff with his bare hands. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but it's probably magic. My dad calls him Carl, but I call him the Furnace Whisperer.
Call Chief Power Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefpower.com for more details.
Live from your local news leader, Jennifer Roscoe, Paul Cicchini, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty and Brett Behrens on sports. You're watching WCIA 3 News at 6.
Decatur's mayor tested positive for the coronavirus.
Julie Moore-Wolf says her symptoms are mild and she's feeling all right. She's in isolation at this time. The mayor says she doesn't know when she was exposed or how long she's had the virus. Her symptoms match her seasonal allergies.
The state is reporting its highest single-day total of COVID-19 cases. Over 4,000 tests came back positive, which means more than 331,000 infections have been diagnosed since mid-March. There's also been another jump in the 7-day positivity rate, which is now at nearly 5%. 53 more people have died, bringing the state's COVID-related death toll over 9,100. Several counties in central Illinois reported deaths, including Champaign, Christian, Moultrie, and Shelby.
Despite those numbers, one central Illinois school district is heading back to class, sort of. On Monday, some students in Normal will go back in a hybrid format. Pre-K, 2nd, 6th, and 9th grade will learn in the building. Half of the students will be there Monday and Friday, the other half on Tuesday and Thursday. On October 26th, the remaining students who have signed up for the hybrid method will be able to return.
We are just about a week away from kickoff.
Yes, it's not very long at all, and one guy in particular really excited to take the field again, one of the Illini receiving leaders. Plus, Illinois basketball is getting a chance to get back on the court now. We'll have more on that as we check in with both teams next.
Watch Capital Connection, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on WCIA 3.
The Viewers Club is on the news at 9 on X49. Don't miss your chance to win $100 with your Viewers Club card. Watch the news at 9 on X49 to win.
Bart Optical wants to make your 2020 crystal clear. Right now, we'll give you 50% off a complete second pair of glasses. If you purchased your first pair earlier this year, no worries. We'll still give you 50% off that complete second pair. Pick out your second pair today.
You've heard, it's not what you know, but who you know. And it must be good to know Rodney Davis. His special interest donors sure got lots of perks. And while other businesses waited weeks for COVID relief funds, Rodney Davis's brother got $1 million just 48 hours after he could apply. Then Davis voted to hide the payments from taxpayers. Rodney Davis helps his friends, not you. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When the pandemic hit, experts were predicting another Great Depression. But Congress stepped up and passed a bipartisan bill to rescue our economy. The Paycheck Protection Program has saved over 50 million American jobs, 2 million in Illinois, at small businesses like this. But it shouldn't take a national crisis for Democrats and Republicans to work together. I'm Rodney Davis. I approve this message because I'm fighting every day to bring both parties together and solve problems for Illinois families.
For over 60 years, wishes have come true at Blaine's Farm and Fleet's original Toyland. This year, Toyland deals will last all weekend long, starting this Saturday at 7 a.m. Find great deals on the hottest toys, like this color reveal outdoor Barbie, just $11.99. Fisher-Price launch and loop raceways are $44.99. Hot Wheels die-cast vehicles, 99 cents each. And we're giving away a $3,000 shopping spree to one lucky rewards member. Wishes do come true at Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, starting this Saturday.
At Bart Optical, we'll give you an amazing 50% off a complete second pair of glasses, even if you purchase your first pair somewhere else. Just bring in a copy of the receipt, and we'll give you 50% off that complete second pair with us today. Bart Optical, vision for life.
From the official television station of Illini Sports, this is WCIA 3 Sports and your Illini Nation.
Illinois basketball practice is off and running, but they're already missing 3 guys due to injuries. Austin Hutcherson is out with a bad back. The junior transfer has not practiced or worked out dating back to the spring. He's got another upcoming evaluation, according to head coach Brad Underwood. Meanwhile, 6'8" forward Benjamin Bossmans Verdonk. He is also sidelined. He had a flare-up with his foot that forced him to redshirt last season. He was in a boot, but he is now out of that. The Belgian is going back through the process of re-engaging into practice. And Lincoln native Jermaine Hamlin, he is also sidelined with a hand injury that he had surgery on. Underwood says despite the guys being out, he feels good about the Illini's depth.
I think one of the advantages of our team is our depth. We got 10 guys, 11 guys that have all participated, played games. I think that's one of the great things that I'm excited about is we have great versatility. We played big last year, different times. We played small. You know, we fully expect to have guys out. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we're blessed and we stay away from that. But in the meantime, you know, it's gonna. If it does happen, I think we're in a nice spot.
Underwood says they have had, quote, issues with COVID-19, but everyone is now healthy on that front. Illinois football just 8 days away from its first game at Wisconsin. Senior receiver Josh Imator-Bebe will be a big focal point of the offense once again, and he'll do it alongside his big brother Daniel, who just like Josh also transferred in from USC. Josh was second in program history for touchdown catches in a season. He had 9 last year, leading the team in receptions, yards, and scores.
Last year, I definitely helped our team, you know, win some games and stuff like that. But yeah, it's something that I'm stepping in and I'm embracing more and more and understanding kind of the weight that I'm tasked with kind of carrying just to help our receivers room be as successful as possible.
Josh was an honorable mention All Big Ten pick last season. Time to unveil our Athlete of the Week. And it goes to Mattoon's Callan Halderson. The senior golfer finished tied for 7th in the top area placer at the Class 2A Centennial Sectional, carding a 79, a new PR. With no state tournament due to COVID-19, Halderson capped her final prep meet with a bang. 3 birdies in her last 5 holes to break 80, including a hole out from the greenside bunker on 17.
Didn't put pressure on myself this year at sectionals because not having state to try to compete for really took the pressure off of me. I went into sectionals just thinking, okay, my last round ever, let's have some fun.
Great attitude. Callan is now eligible for a $500 scholarship. We'll give away to 1 weekly winner at the end of the school year. And if you know a deserving high school student who should be our next Athlete of the Week, we'd love to hear from you. Just head on to our website, WCIA.com.
All right, Brett, thanks so much. Well, members of the Legislative Black Caucus held another hearing today. What they're pressing for.
Plus this. Looking for something scary this Halloween where you can be frightened without the fear of COVID-19.
Sports on WCIA 3 is brought to you by PNP Heating and Cooling.
Hey, it's time to get your home holiday ready. Hi, I'm Tim the Blind Man, and the Season of Style Savings Event comes just in time with rebate savings on beautiful and innovative Hunter Douglas window fastenings. From honeycomb shades to sheers, choose from several styles that best complement your home decor for the holidays and year-round.
Limitations and restrictions apply.
Take advantage of rebate savings and more during the Hunter Douglas Season of Style Savings Event going on now through December 7th at the Blind Man Hunter Douglas Gallery, Champaign.
I'm deeply concerned about the tax hike amendment.
It gives Springfield politicians new power to increase income taxes on anyone,
including middle-income families like mine,
and hard-working Illinoisans like me.
They would even have the power to tax my retirement income.
We don't trust Springfield politicians to be fair to taxpayers. Do you?
Please stand with family farmers and small businesses and vote no.
Please vote no on the tax hike amendment.
Having reliable internet with MediaCom has been so great for us during these crazy times. It's allowed my husband to continue to work from home without missing a beat. We had our second son during the pandemic, and it allowed us to connect with family members. They've been able to see each of the different milestones through FaceTime calls and Zoom calls, and it's been a very special time every time we get to do that. So thank you to MediaCom.
There's this guy. He's got special powers. Because when he's around, everyone calms down. It's like he heals stuff with his bare hands. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but it's probably magic. My dad calls him Carl, but I call him the Furnace Whisperer.
Call Chief Bauer Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com for more details.
Own farmland or know someone who does? You both can earn a $250 gift card when you refer a non-farming landowner to Tillable and they become a customer. Space is limited. Call Tillable at 844-FARM-200.
I just picked Sullivan based on what was there. It was just perfect. Then I could go get the kids at school, take them to the sitter. They could walk home. I looked at schools. I looked at community. And I needed the small town feel.
The WCIA3 weather team brings you a bird's eye view of your town's forecast with Water Tower Weather.
That isolated chance of a storm, especially in the afternoon.
Water Tower Weather, sponsored by ILLINI. WCIA3 News is sponsored by Kramer's Siding and Windows.
Well, temperatures are going to be kind of all over the place here over the next few days. And some of the days, they're really below normal. Average high should be around 66. We're back down to 54 as a high on Monday, so that's 12 degrees below normal. But look what happens. Ooh, we shoot back up. By next Thursday, we're at 70 again. But that's only for a day, because look where we go after that. back down. So you can see the trend here, up and down and up and down. The roller coaster ride of weather continues across central Illinois as we transition here into fall. We'll talk more about how the winds may have an impact on this weekend's weather when we come back here in just a little bit.
All right, Kevin, thanks. Looking for a bright spot to your day? We've got some for you. Here's one from the farm. After all the wind and flames we saw yesterday, this is a much quieter and enjoyable snapshot in the fields. Nathan sent us these pictures of a couple of little farmers making sure the harvest goes well there. I love that shot. And we have a special birthday today. Robin says Elijah turns 1 year old. He's home celebrating with mom, dad, and grandma. Happy birthday. We want to see your pictures and your videos. You can email us. You can send them on Facebook. Our email is news@WCIA.com, and we have a post at the top of our Facebook page every day so you can share what you are seeing.
Hundreds stood in line for free food. What happened today when there was another giveaway? Plus, the August hailstorm made its mark on thousands of area cars and homes. How it could also have an impact on Halloween. Those stories and more after the break.